please. Hi, Allie over at ACleaverArt, the artist, creator, community builder, um, responsible for all these beautiful pictures you see up on the wall. I've taken July to just start sharing, their individual stories and trying to show up a little bit more regularly so that you guys can have access to the art and the very multitude of things that I create. And so here's the thing. I know the first few minutes of going live is the most important, but it's also the most important for me. Hi, lovely. How are you? Oh, thank you for the repost. So I was just talking about how I like to get on here a little bit early and kind of set up my space and be ready. It is 11:54. It is still morning for me. We'll shift over to the afternoon when this is done. We're gonna put real time on pause for a moment and just hang out together. How's that sound? Sounds good to me. So as you know, I like to get on a little bit early, kind of get myself together. And ironically, funny enough, part of that ritual is brushing my teeth. Okay, so I'm brushing my teeth, la la la, clearing my throat chakra, all that good stuff. So when I was getting ready, effing fairies, I'm getting ready, I run across this paper that I have since made multitudes of changes to, which is kind of perfectly fits because why wouldn't it, right? And under throat chakra, okay, it says, my voice deserves softness and truth. How pretty is that? I know, effing fairies, right? But the fact that softness and truth are not necessarily the same kind of lit me up. It kind of got me going. And loosening your shoulders is good for your heart and your throat because it's the in between. It's what holds your head. We're gonna put our space helmet on. There we go. See, I just popped myself right back into place. Wish it was always that easy. Oh, how are you doing? It's almost a perfect fall weather outside. It's lovely. Kind of just want to get some tea and sit on the porch. All right, so I do have two functional adults today, unfortunately. I do have to adult later today, so let's get into it. Um, hey guys, Allie at ACleaverArt. We are doing our last official at the table with ACleaverArt, this exact format. So exciting, right? Talk about starting off with some big news. And this past year has had a lot of big news. If we're being honest, we haven't been doing it small. We just keep showing up and excuse you, sir. Excuse you. The whole worm? Come on, it's not that serious, sir. Sorry. Hi, nice to see you. So I can't help it. I'm sorry. He's doing his own thing. So this is going to be the last official introduction specifically to the artwork pieces. We've been talking about growing and exchanging and sharing stories And so unfortunately, we will not be available to do that tomorrow. Big things afoot. But when we come back Sunday, we'll have a little bit more of a format and a regular status. And I am beyond excited. But I want to talk to you guys today about Boy in the Woods. So you'll notice that all of the products in the shop and, posted down below, I don't know if any of them are even showing up right now, but if they are, let's try one. Oh, that one might be there. So I'm talking to you guys a lot about time in the studio, changing things. Oh yes, good. Thank you for letting me know. Love the feedback. Appreciate the communication. But I've been talking to you guys a lot about sharing the story and how the story changes, how certain artworks are done at certain points and certain ones you go back to, but the story grows and evolves. And that's, this year started with a coloring book, sharing random art from 20, 30 years worth of creating, just stolen moments of, I want to make something. And some of them are like super in depth and some of them aren't. And I love every page. I love every single copy that has sold. I love seeing all of them colored in. And I love that it taught me about add your colors, because guess what I've been doing as an artist and a creator for however long I've been officially an artist or a creator. I've been adding my colors. I've been putting a little bit of me and expressing myself on the canvas. The piece behind you screams galaxy and infinite possibilities. Ooh. So guys, this is one of the things that I try to highlight often in my art talks. This is going to mean something different to everybody who looks at it. The title of this piece is Boy in the Woods. So obviously when I look at it, I see trees. I see, and that's one of the better pieces and parts of doing these like flowing acrylic arts. Hi, I see you. Thank you for showing up today. So every time you look at it, if you want, you can find something new. Now, I have steadily been going more abstracted, larger artworks, coming back to the smaller ones, making different things with them, basically having fun in the studio. And this artwork is a 30 by 40. So I just want to show you guys for a second like how big that really is. Okay, so I can set him in the chair in front of the table, and I'm on my tiptoes right now. Okay, so I'm on my tiptoes so you can see me behind this beautiful angel. Now, I think this might be the best angle I can get, but do you see how clear that figure stands out? See the wings? Like he almost looks devilish. But like if you step back a little bit or you change the angle, it almost disappears. It's like, oh, I don't know, I can't see him. Is he there? And so we've been talking about art as a mirror. Thank you. Thank you. You're beautiful. And how the things that we create are reflections of ourselves. It is multiple roads of possibility. Yes, paths in the woods. We've been talking about perspective. So the story behind this art piece is that I was terrified to change it because I saw the boy so clearly. I didn't want to damage him. I saw magic floating around him. I knew this was done because I would mess it up. Guys, this painting is me. How am I gonna mess it up? I'm the only one who can be me. Now, do I look very boyish today? Do I look like I'm outside trekking through some woods? No. But if you angle the light right, you can see me. I'm right here. And you're right here with me, so thank you for that. The story about the boy in the woods, the true, like, my heart of heart stories. I used to look at the boy in the woods and see a lost soul. But somehow I didn't see myself, okay? There's so many little pieces and depths, and when you play with color and emotion and you let it flow, it kind of does this little magical thing and says, hey, pay attention. And so this is kind of like the reverse of Little Red Riding Hood, if you think about it. He's supposed to be in the woods. He's cloaked by the woods. He doesn't stand out because he contrasts the woods. If anything, he stands out because he's part of the woods. He's that thing keeping the woods at bay. So you guys have seen my artworks like Walk Me Home, Waiting. Even Atlas right here is a really good one to explain Boy in the Woods. Sometimes we have to pay a little bit more attention. We have to listen. We have to change the angle. Sometimes the path that's lit up for right now isn't the one we need to follow. How many times have I said, if we're lost in the woods, let's hug a tree, that we can support each other? If you can't see the boy sitting next to the tree with you, how do you see the picnic basket, Boo Bear? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Speaking of picnic baskets and support, thank you. I see you. I appreciate that so much. We are building one tiny piece at a time. Whether it's moments of joy or creation or chaos, we can build on each other. We can share. So, back to this painting though. All of these artworks, smart glasses is ironic, but all of these artworks are parts of me, bits of my soul, whether we create them together or I've hidden them in the studio or I've claimed them as my own private artwork that I don't want to share. I get to decide that because I'm ACleaverArt. This is ACleaverArt. The community, the silly worksheets. These are all reminders that I can create the life that I want. I can make something beautiful because that's always been my dream. That's always been the cry of my heart. I have always wanted to see that I'm not in the woods. There's somebody right there keeping the woods at bay. And you guys do that for me. So ironically, the personal backstory to this led me to you and led me to me. Hi, nice to meet you. So at the table has been about meeting the artwork, giving it a home, finding a base to create from, to exist from. I have for 5 years been building an art business and a community and just showing up grateful when I could. And now I'm showing up on purpose. And guys, you're making me grateful to be here. So now it's like even crazier. It's like this beautiful, vicious cycle of pouring joy and inspiration into each other. And I thank you for that. Thank you so much for being part of that, for helping me grow from somebody just picking up the pencil, like the archer guys you see here, from being lost in the woods or trying to figure out where I fit in the bigger picture. It's remembering I'm in Eden and I get to choose. And that is what a village does. That's why I keep saying we need to support each other. We should really turn that into a sticker. Please remind me to do that later because, girl, without you, my brain does not work. But guys, that's the thing is little bits at a time. So the story of my creativity, how I share my creativity, how I want to experience your creativity, the village that we're trying to build, has slowly grown and changed. You know, we played hide and seek. I found a couple people. We didn't necessarily check in. We didn't, wave bright flags and say, here I am. And here's the thing. You don't have to. You can just share my post. Tell somebody you know an artist that is trying to get a couple of her purses sold. Like, that's how we can support one another. And if there's something so silly and crazy that you're afraid to ask her back, I mean, we can do the same. That's what we do. It's the my hands are tired and I don't want to wash dishes, but dishes need done. And somebody paying attention. Do you see right here? There's this cute, wrong way. This cute little fairy. This cute little fairy, guys. Magical mundane. Fairies just existing, just splitting. Now that I've pointed that one out, do you see the rest of them? Effin' fairies, they will always give you a hidden story, a secret treasure, a small joy that you can build upon. Sometimes, though, I don't know if you guys are aware, sometimes fairies are a little ornery. And they like to make it a little bit hard. And that is why we need to reach out for one another. That's why we need to not be lost in the woods. We need to sit down and conserve our energy and figure out ways to make things that are beautiful. Calm our nervous systems down long enough so that we have clear vision. Because, guys, we will run away. We will try to escape. We will take off for these woods in the hopes of finding magic or escape or the thing that we've been looking for. Point is, it's right here. You just gotta pay attention. The last time I didn't pay attention, it almost killed me. True story. True story. It turned my life upside down. Made me question my worth, my value even. Those are not the same thing. Made me wonder if I really was a bright light. And here's the thing, guys. We don't have to be lost in the dark. We don't all have to be bright lights. We can sometimes be small, sometimes be big. Sometimes I'm like a glow stick. I snap, crackle, and pop, and I slowly light up. Sometimes I'm a candle flickering. In all of those, I need darkness to shine. Gotta have that balance. Do you see this? That balance looks a lot like two hands coming together, making something worthwhile. And I create, I invite people to create, I tell them shine, let's be positive. And here's the thing, that's not the whole story. That's not the whole story at all. I just know that when I was floating in the dark, when I couldn't pay attention and see all the billions of different ways and magic that was showing up right in front of my eyes, without me messing with it, all I had to do was observe. Because I wasn't paying attention. I was missing out on those beautiful things. I was trying so hard to shine a searchlight. And here's the thing, guys. If we're here right now, we found each other, right? We're not lost in the dark. Some of us are the dark. Like, that's just what we are. That's how we show up. Don't hurt nobody. Love yourself a little bit more. You can be dark and beautiful. Not all who wander are lost. And sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit late to the tea party, but here's the thing about that. If we're being the void, if we're taking up space, if we're speaking our truth, the time it takes to figure out the boy in the woods is right there holding your hand. It's just a couple seconds. A moment in time. Now, we want to be lost in space. We want bigger pictures, better explanations. We want to know exactly where we are, right? We give ourselves another reminder. This is the bigger picture. You see this? There's two little green men. Figures. Whatever. It's a male and female. It's about balance. It's always about balance, guys. It's about action and rest. It's about taking time to figure out what you want and need, what you are willing to do and sacrifice to have for it, and what you don't have to do and sacrifice to have it. Like, there are multiple paths up this mountain, but you see right here, not alone. Not alone. Okay, so just because the picture doesn't look like this, just because it looks like you're lost in the woods, it's not necessarily the truth, okay? Because sometimes you think you're like this. Talk about possibilities in space, huh? I have been waiting for so long for this painting to not be a chain around my feet. Now, she's on solid ground. Top of the mountain, guys, right? She's got time and space, the whole cosmos at her disposal. I now realize she is in her truth, shining a bright light from her center. For a long time, because, waiting, I'm not a patient person. Waiting meant I couldn't see this. I didn't see the support. I didn't see the love. I didn't see all the ways that it was showing up. I was blind to my own life that I had worked so hard to accomplish. That's like making this and saying, oh my God, it's ugly. Why would I say that? I put time and effort. My soul is on this canvas. That's why this one's in my bedroom now. So see, at one point, I poured it all out. I made it and I was so excited and I wanted to share it with the world. I wanted to give it away. I'm going to sell it. But I wanted to give it away. I'm getting more comfortable with I'm an artist. So excited to tell you that I'm an artist. Like, let's make some art together. Yay! But I wanted to give it away. And that's kind of like how ACleaverArt has grown and changed over the years. Like, I still want to do charity projects. I still want to, like, the community is still going to be mostly free. Like, all of that good stuff. But some of it's mine. Like, this is a for real reminder of my heart. That as long as I look up and pay attention, there's fairies, there's support. I'm not alone. Heck, I'm not even in the woods. The woods are off that way. If I choose to walk that path, I get to choose. And, after years of living with a fried nervous system and struggling with sobriety, like, real talk, not proud of it. We all struggle with addiction on some level. I think it just is more prevalent in some of us, and I've learned from it. I've learned so much about who I want to show up as, what I want to pay attention to, what I am pouring into me and the people around me. And that tiny bit of noticing, that paying attention, creates a ripple effect in your whole life. Your whole life. So, my life has gotten to the point where I don't want to clock in. I don't want to have to say I have to go anywhere else to be me, to make a living, to be alive. Can't do it. I wasn't made for that. I was made to see fairies, to add to the support, to be on a lifetime picnic in the woods. Because that's the thing, is if we create tiny little moments, that's what our life builds into. Full-time vacation, full of love, joy. Yeah, sometimes bad stuff happens. It comes along. You know, people are struggling financially right now. People are, dealing with health. There are plenty of things that will remind us that we are knee deep in these woods. If you take my hand and I take yours, we can light up the night for a few minutes. We can support each other and our dreams. And my dream is to just do this, to get to hang out with you guys and share art, to remind people to create, to be messy, to be free. Show up as themselves. Because we don't have to do it perfectly, but we need to do it dependably. Hi guys, sorry, I'm having like this whole tech issue. It's crazy, but hi, I see you. Sorry for whoever I didn't get to wave at. We do not do small talk around here. Allie at ACleaverArt, I want to know what sets your soul on fire, what you want to create, what dream makes it so that you can't sleep. For a long time, this was a dream. Okay, so the very base point of the boy in the woods, the realization that it's me, is because it's something that we're searching for. And now it's mine. Just like Silent Rainbow, I intentionally poured into that piece for other people. It was 24 hours of silence, and let me tell you, that was hard for me. It was the only thing I had was my candle and my humming voice, and then I'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't hum," and I would do like 10 more minutes of painting. But I'm all about the reminders, the moments that we can capture, the ones that we share are my favorite. And there's so many different ways to experience ACleaverArt. You can make art with me, you can have me make art for you. We can do in-person things. You can wear my art. Did you know that? But I am inviting you to grow and change with me, to support each other, to make time to live our dreams intentionally. Because we don't have to be lost in the woods. There is support there. There are people who want to hear our stories, who want to create with us. And we have to stop hiding so that they know where we're at. And if you want to hide, you want to keep hiding, that's fine. You don't have to be big and bold and loud. You don't have to scream your truth from the mountaintops. But you could sit on the mountaintop with me and enjoy the sunshine. So, there's always options. You know I love you, right? Like, you are so beautiful. Guys, I am on a countdown for liftoff. Okay, today is 2. We got one more. We got one more. When I come back Sunday, that's all I am. I don't have to be all these little fractured pieces. They can be reminders of different moments and different aspects and things I wanted to be and dreams I had. Some of the goals got accomplished, some of them didn't, but I'm willing to look at them and myself with a new perspective. I'm willing to actively work towards creating the life I want to live and the art and expression that I want to share. And I'm inviting you to join me. So, thank you so much for your time. I am such a time person, you have no idea how much it means to me. You are beautiful. I swear to God, inside and out. Appreciate you. Promise I'll see you soon, okay?